Never before in the history of gardening has a competition been so fierce. We're taking it to the next level as 3 contestants each vie for their shot at the coveted Golden Hoe.
So if you have a yard that gets at least a half a day of sun, the great thing is you can plant anything you want. You can plant seeds, you can plant starters like these. So I'm going to start with a little bit of zucchini and some lettuce. When you go to the store to pick these out, or if you're at the farmer's market, you want to look for lettuce that looks really supple and nice and yummy, like you would want to eat it if you were cooking. This looks horrible. It's been sitting in the office for about 2 weeks and not getting sun, not getting much water, so we're going to give it a try, see if we can actually make it live. Okay, so lettuce needs to be planted in a long straight line. You can plant them pretty close together because these are already started. If you're using seeds, you just want to drop a bunch of seeds in and then thin it down to about this size. And make sure you pat the soil firmly around the lettuce plant as you're planting it in. Not really tight, but just enough to keep it in place. Zucchini, on the other hand, zucchini needs to be planted in a mound for some unknown reason, but this is what my mom always did, so this is what I'm doing. And zucchini, same thing. You want to make a little space for it, plant it in, pat it down firmly. And then once you're done planting everything, you want to water it in really, really well. You want to give it enough water to really saturate the ground. Now, with floppy plants like this, it's kind of a problem because the plants themselves, the leaves are going to pack down into the soil and get some soil on it. And as that soil dries out, then it serves like, it creates kind of cement and cements it into the soil. So you want to make sure that if your leaves are wet and fall down into the soil, that you shake them off so that as the water dries off, they plump up and feel happy. And then once everything is planted in and you've watered it, make sure you keep it nice and wet for a couple of weeks, and voila, you will have new lettuce and eventually some zucchini. Okay, so I did my job. I planted my lettuces. I planted the zucchini in a little mound. I think that a lot of people have questions about fertilizer, and I'm not going to fertilize these for 3 or 4 weeks, and when I do, I'm going to use organic fertilizer from the nursery. But you have to think about fertilizer a little bit like a vitamin. If you took a vitamin on an empty stomach, it would really probably upset your stomach. So fertilizer is a lot the same for plants. When they're new and they're just rooting in, it's like they have empty stomachs. They need to grow up bigger first, and then you can fertilize them without burning them up. I'll probably do that in a few weeks. So clearly, I would be winning the Golden Hoe if all goes according to plan because I know what I'm doing, planted everything in, I'm babying them. Unfortunately, my cat uses this as its litter box, so we'll see how that works. I'm going to give it a try, though. Totally winning the Golden Hoe.